Before I get to Monday Night Raw, there was a big fight that happened this weekend if you're a professional wrestling fan, and that was CM Punk's second UFC fight. It was against Mike Jackson, and CM Punk looked absolutely horrific. He looked fucking horrible. He lost the fight very decisively. I mean, the fight probably should have been stopped in the second or third round. I think his opponent, Mike Jackson, just, it's almost like he wasn't trying to finish Punk, just trying to get to a decision rather than just finish off Punk. Because Punk was just getting his ass kicked. He looked so old, so slow. He was just breathing heavy after the first round, completely gassed. An even worse performance in his first fight against Mickey Gall. Mickey Gall is actually a good fighter, so that was okay, even though Punk got fucking slaughtered in like 2.5 minutes. This one went 3 rounds, so Mike Jackson's fucking horrible. Mickey Gall destroyed Mike Jackson in 30 seconds. This was even more embarrassing. So CM Punk, please retire from mixed martial arts. I don't really care if you wrestle or not again. I think you'll never see him in WWE again. Maybe he wrestles another promotion, maybe in New Japan. And speaking of New Japan, they had a huge Dominion show. Everyone's going crazy. Kenny Omega defeats Kazuchika Okada to win the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. So another big news story there. I stick to WWE reviews on this channel, but that's also a big news story I thought I should mention. And also, right now, Raw has some very tough competition. There's going to be a summit very soonly with Donald Trump and Kim Jong-un, so the president of the U.S. and the president of North Korea, a summit. And, they're going to be discussing, I don't know, peace or what, but I'm Canadian, but that's a major event, and I'm even watching some of the coverage. So Raw has a major competition tonight. And also, more news before we get to it, Ronda Rousey, WWE superstar, she's going into the UFC Hall of Fame. This is big for Ronda, and I think this also means a lot for the title match. Maybe she's winning the title for sure. I think that'd be great publicity for WWE and UFC for that matter, to have Ronda go into the UFC Hall of Fame as a WWE champion. It gives, makes the UFC Hall of Fame a little bit bigger because it adds something to it with Ronda now that she's in WWE and she's on TV every week. And, of course, Ronda Rousey, very deserving, one of the biggest stars in UFC history. Probably the biggest star they've ever had, besides Conor McGregor. McGregor surpassed her, but she's definitely a close second. So, a lot happened. So, Monday Night Raw starts off. The show is in Little Rock, Arkansas. And the show starts off with like all 8 participants in each Money in the Bank. So all the 8 Raw participants, the 4 women and the 4 men, all on ladders, some ladders taller than others. All of them yelling at each other. On the woman, you have Alexa Bliss, Sasha Banks, Ember Moon, and Talia. On Raw, on the men's side, for Raw, you have Kevin Owens, Finn Balor, Braun Strowman, and Bobby Roode. So the women start yelling at each other. You have Alexa Bliss talking like, she's going to win. Sasha's, teasing her about her shoulder injury. And then, they have some weird exchanges. It's really awkward seeing those two exchange. And Ember Moon jumps in, and then they all start, yelling at each other. And then, they do stuff with the men, and, the men yelling. And what happens is Alexa Bliss, the fucking thing was horrible. It's they're writing Alexa Bliss like she's a sitcom character, and all the other women and men are, all 8 friends in a room arguing, like it's Friends or something like that, and have Alexa Bliss yell. It's a sitcom writing's fucking terrible. Stop with this fucking sitcom writing, WWE. They just have Alexa Bliss yell out this loud scream, and then they do it again with the men, and this time they have Braun Strowman yell out, and that's how that segment ended. And also during the segment had Kurt Angle and Braun Strowman and Baron Corbin, Constable Corbin come out. Corbin has shaved his head, so I guess we can stop teasing him about that damn awful hairline. The hairline's over. Baron is officially bald. He had no choice, I think, because the internet trolled him so much. But they're doing a women's match first, and the thing they did with the woman was they had Alexa and Braun kind of tease something like the mixed match challenge. They also had Finn and Sasha something. So are they doing a mixed tag match? But then I remember they're doing a 2 fatal 4-way. So women's fatal 4-ways first. Alexa, Sasha, Ember, and Natalya. And wow, they had a really, really good match. It went through 2 commercial breaks. Went long match. There was one part actually I thought was kind of funny, like they kind of did this mini commercial, like they do an advertisement. They sold like the show, like on the bottom part of the screen. It's like that whole split screen thing. As you can see, some of the women talking to each other. I thought that was actually a bit of a botch, but the match was really back and forth. There was a lot of false finishes. I thought, oh my god, Alexa's going to win. Oh, Ember's winning. Natalia's winning. Sasha's winning. They teased a whole bunch of finishes. It was a fun match. Crowd was into it. There was a "This is awesome" chant. I mean, this was Little Rock, so like not the hottest crowd, but this was a very fun match. You know, for a go home show to have a match like that, like gets you a bit excited to see the match now. Natalya got the victory. She made Alexa Bliss tap out with the sharpshooter. Natalya, was selling her knee injury she got last week the whole match. So I think to myself, okay, Alexa taps, so Alexa might be winning. Alexa Bliss got her own entrance. That was interesting because they were all low. I don't know why she had to have her entrance, but they gave her entrance to make her look like a star. And she's been my pick, so I'm going to stick with her. Usually you don't get a big win on TV the week before and win, so I think Natalya's not winning. I'm going to go. Alexa's been my pick for a while. I'm going to stick with her. So they run through the Money in the Bank lineup, and then they do stuff with Kevin Owens and Finn Balor. Like KO wants to make an alliance. Balor doesn't trust him. I'm not a big fan of Balor as a face. I don't know. There's just nothing to him anymore. But it was fine. You had Ziggler and McIntyre against Fandango and Tyler Breeze. McIntyre and Ziggler got the win. It was fine. They cut a decent promo after the match, calling people out. Then after that, they had Roman Reigns in the back talking about Jinder Mahal. And he's teasing heavily he's going to face Brock Lesnar. There's been reports it's Brock and Roman part, what is it now, 4? At SummerSlam. I think they're actually going to do that. Like, the announcers are teasing. It's like, I hate the fucking announcers so much. They're actually going to do Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns at SummerSlam in front of the Brooklyn crowd, in which it's going to be 100 times worse than WrestleMania, because they're going to be so prepared to ruin that match. It's like, oh my god, you got to be kidding me. I'm not even mad about it. It's like, I'm not going to watch the match like at WrestleMania just walked out. It's like, I don't even want to see it. It's like, whatever. He had Jinder Mahal talking. He challenged Roman Reigns, and he announced that it's Roman Reigns and one of the Singh brothers, Sunil. Reigns kills him after the match. Mahal hits a Colossal. I really wish they'd let the main event just to see the crowd shit all over it for the second straight pay-per-view to be like last time, but they won't main event. They'll probably be like the first match or in the middle of the show. But man, I wish they'd let him do it. I wish Vince was so arrogant he would do it just to see the fans just shit all over the match. I wish they would let him do that. But they'll never main event. Heath Slater and Rhino face Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas. Axel and Dallas win, so they're pushing the B team. So he had Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt appear on the intro and after a match. So I don't know if that's the match at the Money in the Bank, but they cut a promo on Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel. That'll be a shit match because anything with Bray Wyatt I don't want to see. But I don't know if that's their direction. He had Elias. He's cutting a decent promo making fun of the Arkansas Hillbillies. He's running everyone down. He's talking about his match with Rollins. So Elias is really entertaining. Rollins comes out to the ring and he goes back and forth with Elias. So they're setting up the Intercontinental title match. Not a big fan of that match. I just don't care to see. I think Rollins would be better in Money in the Bank, but that's what they want to do. They're going to push Elias heavily. Elias, he's an entertaining act, but he's just nothing in the ring. So he had Rollins stomping Elias' guitar. He had Bobby Roode backstage with Kevin Owens. And again, he's setting up the same thing. Kevin Owens trying to persuade Bobby Roode to form an alliance. They all can work together. It's nothing much to me. I don't see much interest in that for me. It's like, yeah, every single time you do a Fatal 4-Way match, this happens. Okay. Ruby Riott and Bayley's next. So I wonder who the hell's going to win this match. Poor Bayley. So Ruby obviously gets the win. I don't know if they're teasing anything with Bailey and Sasha or anything's been dropped. I hope it has, because Bailey, man, she's nothing now. I mean, she might be released because like they have nothing for her. I think I'm a bit worried. What's going to happen is Sasha is going to be in the Money in the Bank. It's like Sasha Banks is going to pull down the briefcase, or she's going to tease winning, and Bailey's going to come out and screw her. That is a very strong possibility. I hope it doesn't happen. Maybe it doesn't, because maybe they've just given up, because they've certainly given up on Bailey, but. I wouldn't like that. That could there's a good possibility that happens. So you had the Ronda Rousey Nia Jax stare down, even though they've had like a million stare downs the last few weeks. Okay, whatever, another fucking stare down. Nia's not good on the mic. It's very overscripted. Jonathan Coachman's terrible on this role. I'm not a big fan of his. Ronda comes out. No, she kind of decent. They tried to get Ronda angry, like her to scripted, but like. You can tell she's delivering lines. It's that nothing feels organic. That's why my big problem with all WWE, nothing ever feels organic. It always feels like someone's just, giving out lines. That's how I've always felt with these scripted promos. This is what happens here. But Ronda, she's going off, all her accomplishments from winning judo to all the stuff in MMA, when she won a Strikeforce title, when she only had 4 fights. I remember that. I remember when she won that. And then, of course, she kind of headlined UFC and she sold out pay-per-views. I'm sure that made Dave Meltzer just like, I'm sure he's just giggling right now. See? I thought, I want to do my Meltzer impression. And, she's running down. And, of course, she goes into the UFC Hall of Fame, that's a really big thing for her. So, promo was fine, and then after it, Nia and her get into a fight. Nia headbutts Ronda, and Ronda gets on Nia in the armbar, even though Nia tried to power out of it. Nia Jax taps out, something to myself, Nia's keeping the belt. I don't know how, but man, if you're going to have Nia Jax tap out, why would she? She's probably not tapping out on the pay-per-view. I think there's a good chance Ronda's not going home with the belt, even though, I think nobody would want Ronda to go into the Hall of Fame as UFC Hall of Fame as WWE champion, but You never do that. If you're tapping in the week before, that means you're not losing the belt. So that was really weird. On the Money in the Bank Go Home show, we're getting a match of Noah Jose and Kurt Hawkins. You have 3 hours to fill. It's what it is. So again, they're back to the backstage area. Finn Balor, and they're still setting up this whole thing with Bobby Roode and Kevin Owens. Like Owens are trying to form an alliance. They had Strowman in the back, yelling at them, and all 3 of them are there, yelling at them to do it. So we go to a fun segment. Sami Zayn and Bobby Lashley. It's been a shitty feud, but Sami Zayn sets up this huge military base, all these huge military obstacles you have to do. And I think to myself, this is actually going to be fun. It was like these monkey bars, the crawl under, tire flip, climbing up the rope. I'm missing one of them. Climbing the wall, all of them. Lashley is just killing. Is going in 40 seconds. I actually found interesting. I was hoping, all right, let Sami Zayn run it. That kind of reminded me of the original NXT when we'd have him do all those stupid shit, all those dumb obstacles. But Lashley finished it, and then Sami beats him up, hits him with the Kaluva kick. So we know Lashley's going over at the pay-per-view. Sami gets his heat in. The segment was fine. I liked the obstacle course. I thought that was funny. Main event, fatal 4-way with the men. I wonder who's going to win this match. So the match went on for a while as this main event goes on. It's pretty obvious. I think for sure Strowman's going to win. Also, worth noting, I almost forgot, before this main event wraps up, Brock Lesnar officially broke CM Punk's 434-day reign as champion. It's not a record. Even though it's a different belt. It's the Universal title, not the WWE title. But in case you were wondering, that was a big news story as well. Punk had that huge reign. Lesnar's reign has surpassed Punk's reign, even though it's a different belt. So, I'm sure Brock probably going to hold that thing on until SummerSlam. So, another bad thing that happened to Punk, I guess, this week. Another way for the WWE to stick it to Punk, even though he kicked their ass in the trial, even though he got his ass kicked in the fight this past week. Anyway, the winner of this main event is Braun Strowman with the victory. The match was crazy. There did a lot of big stuff here, a lot of ladder spots through the announcer's table, but Strowman gets the big win. Very fun main event. With Strowman winning. Show was, a lot. It had some, I liked the beginning of the show a lot, and I liked the end of the show a lot. The 2 fatal 4-ways I really enjoyed. Everything else was just nothing. But It's fine. I guess it hyped up to 2 Money in the Bank. So a rare, decent addition to Raw to hype up Money in the Bank. Even though the middle of the show sucked, but the 2 Fatal 4-Ways, the 2 ladder matches that had good hype to it. So there was the 2 positives were the hype to the ladder match. So you have to give it credit for that.